everyone, welcome to Mystery Stamping for February. Hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. I'm really excited about today's mystery stamping. And looking forward to sharing this project with you. Good morning, Jody. Are you stamping along this morning? And how are you, by the way? I should have asked that first. I'm so excited about my project that I forgot to ask. Hi, Glenda L. Lovely to see you. How are you? Oh, you slept in. Well, Jody, you don't need much, so it would be really easy to catch up. I was all prepared, but then I had 3 phone calls this morning while I was trying to come upstairs. So I'm hoping I've got everything, but I'm pretty sure I do. I've got the instructions, that's the most important thing. Yeah. And are you stamping along today, Glenda? Hope so. It's more fun when other people are doing it. I'm glad you're well. Is it still wet up where you are? Oh, excellent. Excellent. All right. I'll give people a couple of minutes because I am just organising my desk. Jody, I haven't had my first coffee yet. I've just made it, and my cup's a bit dirty. But yeah, it's my one of my shoe cups. I collect these Christopher fine edge shoe cups. I love them, but he doesn't make them anymore, so they're just beautiful to drink coffee out of. But I've been looking, so I've started scouring op shops and stuff for them. It's hot and sunny again today, and yes, just stamping along. Awesome. So who else have we got watching? I can't see. Let's see if I can see. So it'll be 34. Oh. Yeah. I don't know what it's going to be here. It's going to be hideous because our air conditioning guys came and then they couldn't fix the air conditioning. Good morning. Megan, this is my shoe cup. It's a Christopher Vine shoe cup. It's got shoes on them. So, yeah, they're very beautiful and they're delicate and they're lovely for coffee. And, yeah, I've got about 15 of them. And he does other things. He did other things. Yeah. And I don't know, Jody, when it will be fixed. They've got to get the manufacturers, so Dakin have to come out and look at it because it's an expansion valve warranty issue, which doesn't help us when it's warm. All right, let's talk about the supplies that you're going to need today. So you're going to need a stamp set, or 2. So I am using the Fluffiest Friends, which is an online exclusives. Stamping Up for Years had, when they used to send out a monthly magazine, they had an online extras thing, and I keep getting them mixed up with online exclusives. So, yes. Then the other stamp set I'm using is Charming Sentiments, because Fluffiest Friends has no words. I'm like that lots of times. I have no words, but that's for a totally different reason. All right, there's someone else watching and I don't know who it is. There's 2 people watching, I don't know who they are. So say hello. Nice to see you. All right, so you need your stamp set. You need some ink of whatever colours you like. You're going to need some pattern paper. So the first bit you need, now I love this card because it uses up pattern paper. And you're going to see both sides of your pattern paper. So if you've accidentally cut it, say your directional paper goes that way, that's okay. You can have it as a top folding card. It's not going to be, what's the word? It's not going to wreck your card. All right. No, Megan, I didn't place my pre-order yet for online exclusives. Oh, got it right that time. So the paper I'm using is from the Be My Valentine's set. So this paper is 5 3/4 inches by 8 inches. So if you are in the US, cut this to whatever your normal card base would be, all right? The rest of the measurements you won't have to change. All right. Excuse me. But yes, speaking of that online exclusives pre-order, Megan, I guess you can guess which I am going to get, what stamps that I'm going to get. Okay, so the other thing you'll need is a piece of designer series paper that is 1 inch by 4 inches. You'll need some coloured cardstock. So this is, hang on. First piece is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. It's a square, but if you want to use a circle that's around about the same size, or a rectangle or a hexagon, by all means use that. Then you'll need a piece of white that is quarter of an inch smaller. Quarter or half. Quarter. It's 2.5 by 2.5. All right, I said half. You'll also need a piece of coloured cardstock, same colour. That is 3 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And then a piece of white that is 2 3/4 inches by 4.5 inches. All right. If you are stamping and die cutting, you'll need some extra scrap for that, okay? Right, you're going to need some embellishments and ribbons of your choice. So again, I'm delving into that Be Mine suite. I know that was my suite of the month, stamp set of the month last month. Oh, by the way, happy February, everybody. Yeah, and but I still love these little embellishments, so I'm using those. Then you'll need your adhesive, your bone folder, your blocks or your Stamparatus, stamp positioning tool, some scissors, your paper trimmer with a scoring blade or simply scored. If you don't have that, that's okay. Hi Fiona, are you stamping along with us today? Oh, Megan, are you stamping along with me today? All right, then optional extras are if you're die cutting, you'll need your die cutting machine and your dies or your punches, a Wink Stella, and yep. And if you've got to take your picture, that's useful. Okay. Oh, That's awesome, Fiona. All right, are we ready to start? I think we're pretty close. Now, oh, you just woke up and you're tired and cranky. Ah, that's okay. It won't be a long class mystery stamping today because I've got another Zoom I've got to get to as well in about an hour. And so I need to make this a quick card, and it is a quick card. Like, I made these cards in literally a few minutes. Hi Grace, thanks for watching. All right, let's get started. Glenda, you ready? Fiona, you ready? I sound like the gladiators. Gladiators, are you ready? No. And I don't watch that. It just was on as we were flicking. Let's get to the first clue. The second clue. All right, clue number 2 is you're going to score your large piece of pattern paper for this one. At the 4-inch mark, at the 4-inch mark on the long side. So basically you score it. If you don't have a scorer, just fold it and use your bone folder. Burnish the fold with your bone folder to create a crisp crease. Actually, that was hard to say. And this will be your card base. So, I'm not going to show you what I've done because remember, it's mystery stamping. You're following the clues. Yes. And so when you finish the clue, just type the done and the number after it so I can know when to move on. So you would type 2 or done 2, something like that. Yes, Megan, I hear you. I have to ring the air conditioning guys on Monday to find out when they can get the Dacon guys out because I'm over it. Yes. Okay. Fiona, have you done that step? Just type 2 and done. Excellent. Right. Clue number 3. Now, anyone else is, I don't know if anyone else is stamping along, but if you are, make sure you comment because otherwise I'll move too quick. Okay, now it's time for stamping. So on your largest piece, so this piece here, this is on the inside of your card. Yep. Ah. Well, we'll try not to move too quickly, Grace, but would you like me to go over clue number 1 with you? Because I'm happy to do that. Right, so this is going to be on the inside of your card. So you're going to stamp a sentiment that you want on the inside of your card. You can stamp other things on here as well. So I'm going to do mine off screen. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Yes, I agree too, Jodie. I would much like to have our cooler temperatures, but I know that it's not too bad. A friend of ours, their nephew came down from, he was airlifted out of Papua New Guinea, and he's been in Brisbane, and he said it was hotter in Brisbane than it was in Port Moresby. I'm like, that's just awful. Now remember, if you make a mistake, you've got a magical other side of the card that you can flip on. And remember, this is mystery stamping, so everyone's card is going to be different. Okay. Yes, Grace, of course you can watch the replay later. Yeah. Yeah. So this piece of cardstock that you're stamping on is 2 3/4 by 4.5. So when you've stamped your sentiment or decorated it how you want, just type in the comments 3 and done. So today we're doing it a little differently because we're doing most of our stamping first. Oh, you're having a bit of rain. Yeah, I heard that you guys were in a drought over in New Zealand. But in the South Island, anyway. All right, 3 and done. Yeah, Jodie, in Papua New Guinea, it's the same temperature all the time, so you get used to it when you live there. And yeah, so whereas, and they don't have the fluctuations in humidity like they do in the sort of temperate zones of Queensland and West Australia. All right, so okay, so we're up to number 3. Now this one might take a little bit longer. So this is for the front of your card. So this is the 2 3/4. So if you wanted to use, as I said, a rectangle or a so this is 2 2.5 by 2.5. Just make it approximately this size. All right. Okay, so that's the next bit you've got to stamp. Yeah, we've got, Grace, that's no good. Because I think my father-in-law said they were looking at going on to water restrictions or something in Christchurch, but I don't know. We haven't spoken to him for a few weeks. That's on our list for this weekend. Yeah. The gardens and paddocks are very brown looking. That's so unusual for New Zealand, for them to be brown. Well, but then I know my father-in-law, when he says his garden is very brown looking, we're like, really? Because like we had that 7 years of drought, and yeah, like the grass crackled when you walked on it. It was awful. All right, so when you've done clue number 4, just type 4 and done. Now, this is where if you're doing extra elements that you're going to die cut, you do these here. Any colouring that you need to do, I didn't tell you you needed to bring your colouring tools. I just sort of assumed that you would do that. All right. Well, you've been on water restrictions for about a month. That's awful. Well, we're not on water restrictions at the moment. We were supposed to go on to them. But yes. No. So, Glenda, you're done with step number 4. And I'm done with step number 4. All right. I'm just making sure I've got it all together though. Okay, so when you finish doing your stamping, layer this onto your coloured cardstock that is slightly bigger. So I've sort of done 2 steps in one, or 3 steps in one this time. So, okay. Oops, you should have done it. I'm too busy chatting. Hang on. Let's move on to the clue number 5. Okay. So your largest vanilla or white piece, you're going to layer that onto your largest piece of coloured cardstock. So this piece was 3 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And this needs to be flat because it's going inside your card. Now this will be one of the quickest mystery stampings that we have done for a while. Because I know everybody is busy on a Saturday morning, or if you're in the US, Friday night, or Europe, Friday night, Friday, Saturday, midnight. So yeah, you're going to stick this into your card to the right hand side of your fold line. So remember this piece here that we've scored, that becomes our base card. Okay, so when you've done that step, just type 5 and done. Now, when I put mine on, I made sure there was an equal size border all the way around it, but you don't need to do that. You put it on however you like. As my girlfriend would say, you do you, and that will be what works for you. Okay. Sound. Okay. So we've done everybody's up. Oh, guess what I forgot? I forgot my dimensionals. Oh no, I found it. Awesome. Yeah, all right. So clue number 6. The 1/4 inch pattern paper strip that you had, you're going to attach it to the front of your card. So if the front of your card is stripy like that, you want the opposite side to be showing. That's if you use the same pattern. You may not have used the same pattern. You may have used something different, and that's quite okay. But you're going to attach that to the, you're going to make a little banner. So snip the ends. Now, do I have scissors up here that I can show you? We're rearranging the office at the moment, so we don't necessarily have everything. So what I normally do when I'm doing a banner, because I know I'm not going to see the middle bit of mine, I would fold it in half like that. But before I fold it, I just fold it in the middle a little bit, like this. Now you can do a banner at both ends, so it's got a little crease line so I know where the middle is. And I'm just going to use my scissors, so my good ribbon scissors. I'm allowed to use them on paper, nobody else is. And I'm just going to cut to the center, and I'm doing both sides at once so that then I know it's going to be equal. All right, so you've got your little banner. And then you're going to attach this to the front of your card, however you like, with whatever you like. Okay. So when you've done clue number... Now, if you don't want to have a banner, you don't have to. You could just do it as a strip, and that works quite well too. So when you finish clue number 6, type 6 and done. And it's so useful when people tell me what they're up to, because then that gives me a really good idea of how fast, slow, or whatever that I need to go. Because I know some people are really experienced and they craft a lot quicker than others. Okay. Now, and when we finish this card, I will show you the next version up of this card, which allows you to use a lot more pattern paper. Now, my goal is to get you guys to use as much pattern paper as you can, because I don't want for you to look at your craft room and go, oh, I've got so much paper, but it's so old and I don't really like it because it's so old, it's not in style, and so I'm not going to craft with it. And like, you buy the paper, you use it, otherwise you're just wasting your money. All right. Hi Jackie, thanks for watching. Congratulations on winning our the Be Mine stamp set at our class on Wednesday. That was really exciting. All right, so we're finished. Have we finished clue number 6? Sorry, messages that are a bit slow. Yep, we're done number 6. Excuse me. So now we're going to attach the square layers that you stamped onto the front of the card with dimensionals, and then add in, if you've got any die cuts or other stuff that you were decorating with, you can add them as well. Okay. How are you today, Jackie? Yeah, I used to have so much GSP. I do have a lot at the moment, Jodie. Because of the paper share that we did, because but luckily I only have 1/4 of a pack of most of them, except for the trusted tools, and I seem to have much more of that now than I had a couple of weeks ago. And because I put an order in on the 31st, which arrived yesterday, mind you. I was totally shocked, and it was just before they released the new celebration items, so I'm like, oh no, but I had to put it in when I did, because yeah. All right, so this is where you, if you are adding, oh, I'm sorry, when you finish clue 7, we'll go on to clue number 8. I half did clue 7. I better go back and finish clue 7. Yeah. Like, we buy all this paper because we love it, and then we love it too much to use it, and it's it is a bit of a worry, really, because if it's sitting there, as it gets older, you like it less. And then some papers I bought years ago and I go, oh, what on earth did I buy that for? So, yeah. And so my goal is to get you to use your paper. And if you don't like a paper, you can put it through your shredder and make, or use your fringing scissors and make filling for Easter baskets or Valentine's baskets or whatever. All right, so we're done. You're a DSP hoarder, Glenda. Oh, I used to be. It's like being a reformed alcoholic, I think, sometimes. All right, so you're done number 7. How are you going, Fiona? I put my DSP strip in the wrong place. So I've got to try and gently prise it off without wrecking my base and wrecking the strip as well. So just need to move it over just a fraction. I actually don't even need to move it over. I need to cut it in the center and make it longer. All right, 7 done. All right, so we are already at step number 8, which is adding our bling. So this is where you add your bling, your ribbon. That's if you want to add those things. If you don't want to add those things, that's okay too. I thought I wanted to add ribbon, but I don't know. I'm not sure where I would add it. So that's a pretty quick card today. All right. So I'm just, have you ever had a morning where your hands don't want to work? Mine is like that this morning. But in my defense, my darling husband was snoring last night, and he was snoring so loud I had to come downstairs, and then I couldn't get to sleep. So I ended up doing some work and working on some classes that are coming up. So I haven't had a lot of sleep, so I think that that's why my hands aren't cooperating. All right. Oh, Jodie, you're a DSP hoarder too. One of the ways around being a DSP hoarder is to actually find a friend that you can share your stash with. So get them to buy, when there's paper that comes out, get them to buy stuff. And what I would do, and what I do is I'll go through my papers that I have, and the ones that I really don't like, I put to one side. And those papers I might not ever use, right? But they're things that I think, oh, I just really don't like that paper, and I just put it to one side. So that's the paper that I use when I'm trying out a new design, or yeah, it's just something to so a new fancy fold. I'll use those that pile of ugly pattern papers that I really don't like, and that just means that I feel less guilty, because if something goes wrong with the fancy fold, you don't feel so bad about throwing it out. Whereas if it's something that you really love, you're reluctant to use it. So that's just a little tip to help you get started on using your papers. I know it won't get rid of all your papers, but certainly it will help. Just stuck that in the wrong place. All right, so is everybody done on their card? I'm not sure on mine. I'm not sure about the ribbon, but we'll see. And I've put heaps and heaps of little embellishments on my card. All right, so I shall show you, if everybody's done, I'll show you my card. And then I'll show you the sample, and then the first one I did, and then the one that I thought I think is a stepped up version. I hate it when your embellishments stick to the wrong spot. All right, are we ready to see my card? Here we go. Okay, so this is my little card, and it's using the little, I think it's a hamster, might be a guinea pig, I think it's a hamster, and I don't know if that's what colours they are. All right, so I've got my pattern paper in the background, it's very subtle. Got my piece of ribbon, got my sentiment and a thing, and then when I open it up, that's the inside of my card. So I die cut my sentiments and layered them on a piece of sweet sorbet. So that's today's effort. So I've got a couple of my embellishments in the wrong place, but that's okay. This was the sample card that I did to start with. Now it's using, oh goodness, I don't know what it's using. It's using the Celebration papers, and it's using the Hearts bundle. Okay, and it is, so I've done a bit of extra work on this one because I've embossed that in gold, and they're so instead of using the square, I've used a heart shape, and then I've added some die cut hearts to make it pretty. And then I've done some heat embossing on the inside. I love this paper, and it's just the most beautiful paper. It's from the Celebration set. It's one of the rewards. Okay, so they're my two that I did. So we've got a theme of red and pink. I like this one. I think it's really cute. So then I thought, well, if I wanted to use a 5.5 by 6 piece, so a half a sheet of cardstock, what would I do? I'll just move these out the way over here. So this is how I sort of stepped it up to do that. So I've got my little bunny from the Fluffiest Friends, and he's been coloured, and that was a practice colour, so I'm not completely, and I've put ribbon all the way around it, and then we just undo the ribbon. So then, oops, see, yeah, I have that in the wrong place. So you need to check these things before you come on a Facebook Live. Let me just move that. No one wants to see that. This is when you need to have your, what do you call that stuff? Gentle floss up here. I should have just left it. Anyway, I will use my adhesive eraser or my fingernail to maneuver that over. There we go, can't see it now. Okay, so this one, it opens out like that. So you've got the same piece here that you have in this one. Oh, okay. So then you've just, I've just added 2 more folds to my 6-inch piece. So, so this is, I've scored it out. Actually, let's measure where we've scored it. So we've scored it at about 2 inches, then 5 inches, then, and it's not long enough, 2 inches, 5 inches, and that's 4 inches from that side. So that's probably the easiest way to remember. So it's still a really simple card. Like, what makes it more impressive is the that I've coloured. But I really like the little rabbit. Really like it. So it's a stepped up version of our mystery card, mystery stamping card, and it's easy. You don't waste a lot of precious cardstock, because cardstock is this has got enough weight with this piece of cardstock to make it sturdy, and because it's got extra layers, and I just think it's so cute. And the ribbon, what you need to do with the ribbon is, if you're attaching it to the back like I did, you need to use extra ribbon. Okay. So, and I stuck it on the front and on the back and didn't stick it here, so that it would just fold. If you used a shorter piece, you would need to make sure that you didn't stick it on the whole of the back, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to open it. I don't know if that made sense. I think I need more coffee. All right. So, yeah, so this piece here, I've just used the same sort of ratio with the sizes, and the deckled circle covers that picture inside. And it is a really good way to use up DSP. And I want to see you have a go at this, Jodie. I want to see photos, and especially in the Chrissy's Creative Eclectic group, I want to see photos of what you've made, because it's such a great card and a great way to use up cardstock. Both of them are. So that was my goal today, was to get you to use your cardstock. And when I tie my ribbons, I tie them upside down, so I need to make sure that, and I like the ribbon on this one because I think that it just holds it flat. But what I have discovered, that if you have a card and it's got ribbon on it and you send it to the United States, they will send it back. Well, Australia Post send it back because apparently that is too thick for that machine. And I sent a beautiful, beautiful Christmas card to a friend on a group that I'm in, and Australia's Post sent it back. But ironically, it arrived the same day as the Christmas card that my friend sent me. So I got her card back and the card that she sent me all on the same day, and I felt so bad. Anyway, okay, so that's our mystery stamping card for today. I hope you really liked it, and I hope you try it. I want to see lots of photos because this is such a quick card. You can make it, like, obviously we took longer, but you could, if you wanted to, if you have a heart punch or a bee punch or something, you can punch out a whole lot and do them really quickly, and you can punch all your sentiments out really quickly. So yeah, everyone have a fantastic weekend, and I hope that whatever you're doing, it's fun and you stay safe and well, and I will see you all on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for our Tuesday Night Lights, and we will go through some of the things on the list that people asked for. Okay, thank you. Oh, you were sneaking around this morning. Oh, Fiona, send me a photo of what you made, okay? And let's see, if you're unhappy with it, let's see what we can do to fix it. Because we can fix, everything is fixable, all right? Well, almost everything. But, yeah. And it's okay if it wasn't the best choice, all right? You were just trying it out. So you can always use the most ugly paper on mystery stamping, and that's a good way to use up that paper and to practice, right? Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. If you like my mystery stamping, make sure you leave a review on my Facebook page, okay? Send me a photo, Fiona. You can't get out of it now. I'm dying to see what you think is horrible. Okay, so bye for now. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And happy creating.